The movie opens with Harry Brown, an elderly man living a lonely life in a neighborhood where crime has become part of everyday life. Years ago, Harry served as a Royal Marine, but those days are long behind him. Now he's simply an old pensioner trying to live in peace. The only real friend Harry has left is a man named Leonard. Other than him, there's no one else in Harry's life. One evening, while sitting inside his apartment, Harry hears shouting outside. A group of local thugs is vandalizing his neighbor's car, climbing all over it and smashing it apart. The owner rushes outside, hoping to stop them. But instead of backing off, the gang turns on him. They overwhelm the poor man, leaving him badly injured before casually walking away. Harry sees all of this, yet refuses to get involved. There's a reason for that. Before retiring from the Marines, he made a promise to his wife that he would leave violence behind forever and spend the rest of his life peacefully. No matter what happened around him, he intended to keep that promise. Late one night, Harry receives an urgent phone call from the hospital. His wife is taking her final breaths. Without wasting a second, he rushes out into the pouring rain. Halfway there, he realizes the quickest route passes directly through the neighborhood controlled by the same gang. Not wanting any confrontation, he chooses a much longer path just to avoid them. By the time he finally reaches the hospital, he's too late. His wife has already passed away, and her body has been taken away before he could even say goodbye one last time. The following day, she's laid to rest. Harry quietly stands at her grave for a moment before leaving. Now, Leonard is truly the only person he has left. Later, while the two friends are playing chess again, Leonard warns Harry about a man named Sid. Rumors say Sid is deeply involved in illegal weapons trafficking and several other criminal operations throughout the neighborhood. Harry isn't convinced. He calmly replies that he never believes rumors until he sees the truth with his own eyes. A little later, while they're alone in the restroom, Leonard finally opens up. He admits that the local gang has been making his life miserable and he's reached his breaking point. Then he quietly pulls a knife from his pocket. Right away, Harry tells him this isn't the answer. He urges Leonard to go back to the police, promising he'll stand beside him if needed, but Leonard only shakes his head. He's already gone to the police multiple times. According to him, nothing ever changes. With that, Leonard walks away. That same night, someone sets fire to a pile of plastic outside Leonard's apartment. Thick, toxic smoke quickly fills his home. Barely able to breathe, Leonard rushes outside and desperately tries to clear the smoke while catching his breath on the balcony. The next morning, detectives Alice Frampton and her partner arrive at Harry's apartment. Alice delivers heartbreaking news. Leonard was found dead during the night. The police are investigating the case and believe they'll eventually identify those responsible. As soon as they leave, Harry completely breaks down. He can't stop blaming himself. Leonard trusted him enough to ask for help, but Harry chose to stay out of it. Now, his closest friend is gone. Meanwhile, Detective Alice continues the investigation. Police arrest 4 young suspects connected to the area. One of them, Noel Winters, immediately calls his wealthy uncle for help. His uncle hires an expensive defense lawyer and carefully coaches every suspect on exactly what to say. During questioning, all 4 repeat the exact same story. Without solid evidence, the detectives can't prove anything. The suspects even begin mocking the officers, casually warning them to be careful whenever they're out at night. With no legal grounds to hold them, they're released. As the days pass, Harry sinks deeper into loneliness. There's no wife waiting for him, no friend left to share a drink with. One evening, after finishing a drink alone at the local pub, Harry pays the bartender and starts walking home. What he doesn't realize is that a drunk man inside the bar has been watching him count his money. Soon afterward, on a deserted street, the stranger blocks Harry's path and demands his wallet while threatening him with a knife. But the old Marine reacts in an instant. Before the attacker can make another move, Harry turns the situation around using the very weapon meant to threaten him. The confrontation ends almost immediately. Without saying a word, he quietly walks away and returns home. The following morning, Detective Alice visits Harry again with an update on Leonard's case. Investigators recovered an old military knife at the crime scene. It belonged to Leonard, and his fingerprints were still on it. The moment Harry hears this, his expression changes. He explains that Leonard only carried the knife because the gang had been terrorizing him for so long, and the police never protected him despite repeated complaints. Alice understands his frustration, but she also explains the legal problem. The defense attorney will almost certainly argue that Leonard attacked first, allowing the killers to claim self-defense. If that argument succeeds, the entire case could fall apart. Hearing this, Harry finally loses what little faith he still had. He tells Alice that Leonard was right all along. The police can't protect anyone. Then he asks her to leave. Once the house is silent, Harry opens a small box containing his late wife's personal belongings. Hidden inside is an old military combat knife. He quietly picks it up. Harry prepares to become the man he promised he'd never be again. Harry has spent years avoiding conflict, but now, with nothing left to lose, he's ready to confront the people responsible for turning his city into a nightmare. That night, Harry quietly walks into the neighborhood controlled by the criminals. Before long, he spots a local drug addict and follows him home. Standing at the door, Harry calmly says he needs to buy a gun. The addict invites him inside. As Harry looks around, he discovers a massive indoor marijuana grow operation hidden inside the building. Beyond it is another room, and what he sees there immediately changes everything. A young woman is being held against her will, repeatedly injected with drugs while several criminals exploit her and record everything on camera. The moment he spots a firearm nearby, he acts without hesitation. He quickly takes control of the situation, stopping the men inside before they can react. Just before leaving, he notices several containers of kerosene throughout the building. He pours it across the property. Moments later, the entire operation is consumed by flames, destroying the evidence behind the criminals' activities. Harry carefully places the young woman inside a nearby jeep and drives straight to a hospital. Once he arrives, he slips a bundle of cash into her clothing, then disappears before anyone can identify him. The hospital quickly contacts the police. Detective Alice arrives to investigate. After seeing the entire scene, something doesn't add up. To her, this doesn't look like the work of another criminal. Meanwhile, Harry takes the remaining money to a nearby church and quietly drops every last dollar into the donation box. Afterward, he visits his wife's grave. Standing there in silence, he realizes the road he's chosen may not have an ending he survives. Even so, he doesn't turn back. That night, Harry watches the streets from his apartment window. Soon, he spots two gang members outside. He moves quickly. The first man is stopped before he can react. The second is taken back to Harry's apartment, where Harry pressures him into telling the truth about Leonard's final night. Terrified, the man finally talks. He admits Leonard did pull out his knife first, but he was elderly, alone, and badly outnumbered. The gang surrounded him and attacked together. Then he reveals the name Harry has been waiting to hear. Noel was the one who delivered the final blow. As proof, the man plays a video recorded by the gang that night. It shows Leonard being attacked while the group laughs and humiliates him afterward. Watching the footage, Harry is devastated. Harry ties a chain around the man's neck and forces him toward the exact location where Leonard lost his life. Keeping himself hidden behind him, Harry uses the captive as bait. The captive is caught in the crossfire. Harry responds instantly, taking down another gang member, but Noel escapes. Harry chases after him. During the pursuit, Harry is injured. Eventually, he stumbles near a riverbank and collapses. Realizing he may lose consciousness at any moment, he throws his gun into the water so the police won't find it on him if he's discovered. Sometime later, Harry wakes up in a hospital. Detective Alice has come to speak with him, but the nurses explain that he's struggling to breathe and isn't well enough for questioning. While waiting, Alice notices something unusual. Harry's jacket carries the unmistakable smell of gunpowder. Immediately, her suspicions grow. She heads to the latest crime scene, where two bodies have already been found. Piece by piece, the entire picture starts coming together. She realizes every recent incident connects back to Leonard's murder. Harry has been hunting the people responsible. Alice reports her theory to her superior, but he refuses to believe it. To him, Harry is simply an elderly, retired man. There's no way someone his age could have taken on violent criminals alone. Besides, the city is already falling into chaos. Riots are breaking out everywhere, and the department has bigger problems to deal with. He orders Alice to stop pursuing the theory and temporarily close Leonard's case. But events move faster than anyone expects. The moment Harry regains enough strength, he leaves the hospital without permission. Nothing is going to stop him from finishing what he started. When Alice learns he's escaped, she immediately tells her partner she knows exactly where Harry is headed. He's going after Noel. The detectives race across the city, but by now, the riots have spiraled completely out of control. Crowds flood the streets. Vehicles are attacked from every direction, objects are thrown everywhere, and fires continue spreading. Alice's patrol car becomes trapped. Her partner is seriously injured, and with the vehicle filling with with smoke, neither of them can even open the doors. Just then, Harry arrives. Without hesitation, he pulls both officers to safety. As Alice catches her breath, she notices the gun in Harry's possession. Now she's certain Harry has been carrying out his own mission all along. Harry doesn't deny it. He calmly tells Alice these young men no longer understand the value of human life. To them, hurting people has become entertainment. Someone has to make them face the consequences. Alice then reveals something Harry never knew. Sid is Noel's uncle. The revelation immediately reminds Harry of Leonard's warning. Now everything makes sense. Harry heads straight to Sid's hideout. Inside, Noel is already waiting. Both men draw their weapons. Sid insists Noel wasn't responsible for Leonard's death. Harry quietly responds, "You don't know the whole story." Then he plays the video. After watching it, even Sid is visibly shaken, but Harry's injuries are catching up with him. His strength begins fading. Seeing the opportunity, Sid slowly walks over, takes Harry's gun away, and suddenly his entire attitude changes. He begins assaulting Harry without mercy. Outside, Alice finally manages to call for police backup. At almost the same moment, Noel attacks Alice as well. Sid drags Harry outside and angrily demands to know why the gang recorded Leonard's death in the first place. That video could expose everyone. Now, according to Sid, all three witnesses have to disappear. He seriously injures Alice's partner first. Then Noel turns toward Alice. Just when it seems they've run out of time, Harry reaches into his boot. Hidden inside is one last backup pistol. He fires. Noel drops instantly. Sid reacts immediately, shooting Harry in the shoulder before aiming his weapon at him. Harry doesn't flinch. Instead, he looks Sid directly in the eyes. "If you've got the courage, pull the trigger." Sid prepares to fire. Then, he notices two bright red laser dots on his chest. Police snipers have already locked onto him. Before he can react, they open fire. Sid is taken down. Sometime later, the police hold a press conference. Reporters ask whether it's true that a retired Royal Marine single-handedly brought down the gang terrorizing the city. The police chief immediately shuts down the rumor. According to him, Detective Alice Frampton deserves all the credit for solving the case. Officially, Harry Brown's role is never acknowledged.